So this was supposed to have been story time, but after I listened to the story, I kind of just was like, it was depressing, and I didn't want to do it anymore. So I just decided to do this and show you the makeup and everything that I did. So right now I'm just blending in the foundation, um, really good. The foundation that I use is by Clinique. I kind of like it. I really like it. It's not kind of. I like it. Um, I just like to blend really, really well because I have a lot of blemishes. I don't have to use that much foundation at all, just like a squirt on my palm of my hand, well, on top of my hand. And, I distribute that through my whole face, and it actually, a little bit goes a long way. So, I think the next thing I'm finna get ready to do is my concealer. And the concealer that I use is Fit Me. I use that under my eyes and my nose and everything. I had previously did my eyebrows, and then for my eyebrows, I just used the pencil that I got from the beauty supply. Um, then I outlined it with, I think it's LA Girl concealer. So I used the LA Girl under my eyebrows and over my eyebrows just to outline it. I like how it blends. And then with the Fit Me, I really like how I can manipulate it a little bit to do what I really wanted to do. And I don't have to use that much. It seems like I'm using a lot, but I really don't have to use that much. And once it blends out very well for me. And I use a lot of Fit Me products. Um, in a minute, you're going to see me use my beaters to blend it out and everything. And I just, I don't know. I just like to Fit Me so good. Like I'm running out. So I'm kind of like digging in the inside of the bottle to get the last little bit out of there. I really need to buy some more. But anyway, um, I'm just running my mouth on here. And in the process, I think I'm looking for my beater. So I found my beater. And then the beater I end up getting from Walmart or Ulta. They sell them anywhere. Um, those are like the professional beaters or whatever. I forgot the name of them, but I love those particular beaters versus just getting any kind because they're soft. I don't have to wet them when I'm doing my concealer. They so soft that like while my concealer is still wet, it just blends right on in, and you'll see me take some concealer and place on the other side of my eye, um, because sometimes it seems like I have more, so I'm just blending it out as good as I can to my liking, I'ma say, because I like the way it looks. And sometimes I don't do under my lip, but for this video I decided to go ahead and do my lip, my chin, my forehead, my nose, and under my eyes. Um, Technique beaters, that's what they're called, Technique. So they not expensive. Mainly everything that I'm using on my face is really not expensive. The Clinique foundation, um, Ulta, I think it made me like $40 or $50, and the Fit Me and the LA Girl concealer probably wasn't no more than about $8. So um, I'm just continuing to blend it out and making sure I get it to my liking. And the next thing you'll see me do is use my loose powder. And the loose powder, I have several kinds, but this particular loose powder I love, by Hard Candy. And I believe they sell it at Walmart. I end up getting all kinds to test and see which one I like that doesn't give me that much flashback. And The hard candy banana, it doesn't give me that much flashback. Through the video, my eyes starts to run a little bit, and that's where my flashback starts to happen. But usually, if my eye doesn't run, and that's only because I had a fan on because I was hot. But anyway, usually it doesn't give me any flashback, and it blends well. Now I have used other powders that does not blend as well as the hard candy, and again, it seems like I'm using a lot, but and I might be with the powder because I just love the powder. It just I use everything I use is matte. Everything I use is matte. The concealer, I don't think it's matte, but I've had it for so long. I don't think it's matte, no. But besides the concealer, I say that everything is matte. I love to have that flawless look. I don't like the dewy look too much. Only because I already have oily skin and I have dry skin too. So I have to really, when I'm doing my makeup, if I'm going somewhere, I will really have to moisturize my face. And not all the time. Because before I put the foundation on, I actually use a primer that I love and I need to get more of that also. It's called Milk. And when I say I love it, your makeup sticks to it. It doesn't move, any of that. When you put it on, it's on. It takes a lot to get it off. Like you can use makeup wipes, of course, but it just won't wipe off on its own like that. It takes a lot, and that's what I love about it. It keeps my makeup in place all day. If I don't use it, I definitely can see the difference, and my makeup starts to look runny and smudgy, and it looks like I've had it on all day. But when I use the primer, it definitely lasts me all day. Gives me that flawless look. So I think I put my banana powder on now. So I think I'm getting ready to add a little bit more Clinique on my hand. And instead of using my brush when I put the foundation on the first time, I'm using another beater. Because when I go over the powder and the concealer and everything, it just blends it in well and takes away so much of the whiteness that you see and the yellowness. It takes a lot of that out and it blends it into my skin and kind of makes it just melt away and disappear. But not all of it, just enough where you can see the little highlights still. I do this all the time. I use very little. I don't use like a whole lot. Like I will do a whole face. I literally use just a little dab and just starts to blend out everything the way that I like it. Um, if I need to, sometimes I will go back over with the powder. If I feel like, okay, well, maybe I was a little heavy on the foundation going back underneath my eyes and everything because that's what I want to pop because I don't want to look like my face is just bland or it's all just one color. I wanted to give it that little oomph to it. Um, and this video is really for those who love makeup like I do. I fell in love with it, and now I just find any reason to do it. So, like I said, I was going to do story time, but I just felt like the story that I was telling was just so depressing. Nobody really wanted to hear about it. So, now that I think I blended that out with the foundation, I believe I am going to go in with my contour palette. I could be wrong. I can't remember. Um, yeah, I was right. So, I'm going with my contour palette. And the contour palette I honestly have tried numerous kinds of contour palettes. And I really don't like all of them. They don't do what they say. So, believe it or not, I got this contour palette from Beauty Supply. And I buy 2 or 3 of them at a time because I love the colors that's in there. That's my skin complexion. And I mix 2 colors together to get the shade that I'm looking for. Um, Sometimes I might want to go a little darker. Sometimes I go a little lighter, but it just depends. Like how I'm feeling and if I'm in a mood to look like a ghost or not. But I usually just blend two colors to give me the natural look, get my skin complexion back to normal versus looking like I have on makeup. So um, I just blend out all over and I kind of go back underneath where I put the concealer and the powder at so it can stand out a little bit more. So you can see I do around the forehead, the cheekbone area, and the chin and all of that. And then after I do that, I usually try to contour my nose with the concealer. I mean the concealer, the contour. Um, I use totally different. I use two different kinds of brushes. And the brush that I use for my foundation, I got it. It's Morphe. I got it from Ulta, and I think it was no more than like $13 for the brush. I love the brush. Love, love, love the brush. Um, I also believe I had did my eyes, and with my eyes, I use um, a primer, or eyeshadow primer. That's the same color as my complexion, and it's only to hold on because I use contour powders to put on my eyelids and everything, the same color, and then I go in with a Juvia's Place kind of eyeshadow palette, and I like the Juvia's Place because the colors are for my skin complexion. It's not too much. It's not too less. Like you can see them. You don't have to do a whole lot of dramatics with it. A little bit goes a long way. The pigments in it is awesome. So it's a lot of things about the Juvia's Place palettes that I love. Like, and I have two different kinds, and I just love them. And I did a subtle, like not natural, but a little smoke, but not a lot of smoke. You know what I mean? Um, I fell in love with doing eyeshadows because I was so intrigued on how everybody could blend out those colors and make them look the way they look. So I just started doing it myself. You see, I'm going back in with the powder because I think that's when my eye had started to run and it started to give me a little flashback. Um, but I get it together eventually. Take sometimes. You don't just say, you know what, I'm gonna just do it and leave it alone. No, you got to go back and you keep fixing it because you want it to look fire. So I'm just blending it back out, running my mouth at the same time. But now I'm going in and I think I'm blushing it up. And the blush that I use is Saint Lux, and it's like a cherry. And I only use actually cranberry bliss. I just lied that fast. So I like using that particular color when I'm getting ready to do anything that's red. And sometimes if I'm going with a real natural look, um, I really want to do that color. I do something real like a soft pink or something like that. That doesn't just pop out like that. And then with my blush, when I put the blush on my cheeks and everything, I go all around my forehead. I pretty much do all of that. So it looks like what I'm doing now is still contouring, but I'm toning it down some because I felt like I have far too much. Um, hold up. Okay, so I'm going back over where I had the flashback and everything, and I'm just trying to correct that and get that together. My eyes would not stop running, so I think eventually I ended up turning that fan off because it was drying my eyes out too bad. So I go in with the blush now, actually, and I'm just blushing it out. And I like to go in, like I said, over my forehead and chin area and everything, and it just gives it back that warm tone that I took away when I've added all the powder and everything. So I think after I do this, I don't know if I go back in or do I put my lashes on. I don't know at this point. Um, Let me see. I'm trying to remember how do I. Okay, so I'm just Okay, so I did the blush. I did all of that great stuff, and now I'm going in my lips with my red lip liner. And you get those from the beauty supply anywhere you choose to get them from. They're like $1.99 at the beauty supply, depending on. So I go in because I was feeling like I needed some red, and the lip that I actually use after I use the lip liner is this red Juvia's Place that I fell in love with. And I will show you what I did with it. But I fell in love with it's a matte. Because remember I said everything I pretty much use is a matte. Um, it doesn't when I say it stays mostly all day, as long as you're not eating and all that other stuff. Um, it pretty much lasts you all day. If you have to do a touch up, you just have to do very little, the minimum. Then I start feeling like the red was just too much red. So eventually I go in with the brown lip liner and then, clean up around my lip. And I'm making it a little bit more of a darker red that fits me than the, cherry red. And then after I do all of that, I put my eyeliner on. And as I'm talking to y'all, I am literally looking for my lip that I can't find. And I know they can grow legs and walk up out of here, but I'm gonna just keep talking and keep looking at the same time. But sometimes it's sitting right in my face. And you know those saying, if it's a snake, it'll bite you. But anyhow, um, yeah, I was just trying different lips when I initially bought that, and like I said, I fit. So I'm think I'm toning it down now, and I'm getting the color that I really want because I want a red, but not so much bold right now, and I'm starting to love it. And the Juvia's Place red lipstick is called Perfect Red, and I plan on going back getting all the colors because, again, I love Juvia's Place stuff. I just love makeup, period. Anything that works for me with my skin tone and that's not too harsh on my skin by me using it all the time, I just, I fall in love with. And like I said, like I think right now again, I'm going back in because I had a little bit flashback from my eyes watering. Boy, let me tell you, my eyes was running. I was crying like a baby and don't even know why. And I'm study trying to clean it up and to make it give that flawless. Because at the end of the day, if I could not get it corrected the way that I needed it to, I would have just took it all off from underneath my eyes and started over from scratch. And I really didn't feel like doing all of that, because of the video and everything. So I just was like, you know what? I'm just over it. I just want to fix it so I can get the video done. And I don't want to, put out no anything, but I think I was just over it at that point, and the video was running longer than what I expected it to. So I had to go back over my eyes a little bit with a little bit more of the red color from the Juvia's Place palette to bring it out a little bit more. Then I'll start putting a little bit of the white in so it didn't look so reddish and brown and all of that stuff mixed in. So just give it a little extra pop and, brighten up my eyes a little bit more. Um, I do a lot of blending. This is not my best face I've done. This is like really the bare minimum of me doing something for a video. I'll be back with more videos with makeup on it, and I actually will take my time and get into it and actually be able to tell you each product that I'm using. Even though I'll have it in a description bar, I'll still, walk through it step by step on how I do my makeup. Everybody does makeup different. Um, I do it what suits me, what fits my face, what I like. Um, I I pretty much can do any eye. What I'm trying to conquer is um, I got the blush and everything down pack. I feel like the foundation, the eyeshadow I'm pretty good in, but the cut crease is by far the hardest thing that I've been trying to learn to do. I'm still a beginner. I have done other people's makeup before. I've done a wedding and things of that nature. And everybody loves the makeup when I get done. They get a lot of compliments on it. Um, I think right now I'm putting my eyeliner on, I believe. And I use liquid eyeliner, something from the beauty supply. It's nothing, fancy, expensive. Probably costing like $1, $2. I like to go over the top of my lid with the liquid eyeliner in black, just because it gives it the extra pop. I have really big eyes, so it just gives it that extra pop once I put my lashes on, so you don't really see the lash line and things like that. Um, I think after I, do the liquid eyeliner and everything, I pretty much search for my lashes, and they all got mixed up and screwed up because we don't just have one pair, we have several pair, and they are all over the place and they should be put up, and I need to be more organized. But anyway, I think I'm searching for them again, and when I find them, the pair that I actually liked that I think looked decent enough with the makeup that I did for this video, I end up, liking it. It was okay. Like I said, it's not my best because I felt like I was rushing, trying to get through it. And as I make more videos, I promise you I'll get better with me speaking and things like that. It's different when you're talking to a phone. For a while, you forget, like, there's nobody to answer me back. So, I'm applying the eyelashes down and, trying to get them straightened out and everything. And oh, and the lashes that I have, I got from the beauty supply also. I usually get my lashes from this young lady that has a boutique where I live. And the minks are like $20 or something like that a pack. But I love them and I don't have to double them. With the lashes that you see now that I'm putting on, I actually had to buy 2 packs of lashes and, glue them together and double them and everything to get the look that I wanted because they were so thin. So I just wanted, something that was going to stand out a little bit more. I usually like the wispy look, but like I said, I'm just going with what I have to do this video, and I just promise I'll get better with the video and the commentary and everything like that, because right now it's a struggle trying to keep up with this video, and it seems like I'm moving in slow motion, but I'm not. So I know I struggle with that one lash because that mug was crooked. It had been through the storm. So once I place them on there, I believe I go back I go under my eye with the Juvia's Place black that's in the palette, and I start to create my semi smoky eye because I did, like I said, I didn't want to go too dark, too smoky and things like that. I just wanted a little smoke, and it helps bring the whole look together. I believe when I go under my eyes with that. And sometimes I do the red. Sometimes I do whatever color that I have on top of my lid. It just depends on what I'm feeling, and that's why I say you see me. I'm struggling with that lash. That lash was just doing whatever it wanted to do, and it wasn't sitting right. It got on my last and final nerve. Then I was looking cockeyed. It just was taking me through the storm, baby. When I tell you, I think I eventually end up taking those lashes off and replace them with some different lashes. I'm not quite sure because doing these videos is hard work, and eventually I'm just like, you know what? Bam. There you go. So the look is finished. So, I end up just finding a whole different pair of lashes and put on them. Like, you know what? I'm over it. So what you didn't see was me go under my eye and do the smoky eye and go over my lid a little bit more with some black. And I was done. See you next time.